It was the first day of fifth grade for Oliver, and he was determined to be the funniest kid in class. Over the summer, he had discovered a magical book called The Big Book of Jokes for Kids and had spent hours memorizing every single joke. "Knock, knock," Oliver would say to his pet goldfish Bubbles, who would just stare back at him blankly. "You're supposed to say, 'Who's there?'" Oliver would explain, a bit exasperated. But he kept practicing, knowing that his jokes would soon have the whole class in stitches. On the first day of school, Oliver bounced into class, his joke book tucked safely in his backpack. He scanned the room, looking for the perfect moment to unleash his first joke. "All right, class, let's start with some introductions. Tell us your name and one fun fact about yourself," said Mrs. Johnson, the teacher. Oliver's hand shot up. Ooh, pick me," he exclaimed. "Okay, Oliver, why don't you go first?" Mrs. Johnson said with a smile. Oliver stood up, cleared his throat, and began. "My name is Oliver, and here's a funny fact. I have a pet goldfish named Bubbles who loves knock-knock jokes." The class stared at him blankly. Oliver's face fell. "Knock, knock," he tried weakly. Silence. "Okay, who's next?" Mrs. Johnson said, moving on. Oliver sank back into his seat, his cheeks burning with embarrassment. Maybe his jokes weren't as funny as he thought. At lunchtime, Oliver decided to give his jokes another try. He spotted his best friend Lily sitting at their usual table and plopped down next to her. "Hey, Lily, want to hear a joke?" Oliver asked eagerly. "Sure, lay it on me," Lily replied, taking a bite of her sandwich. "Okay, here goes. Knock, knock." "Who's there?" Lily played along. "Lettuce." "Lettuce who?" "Lettuce in. It's cold out here," Oliver finished, waiting expectantly for Lily to burst out laughing. But Lily just looked at him, confused. "I don't get it," she said. Oliver's face fell. "It's because lettuce is green, like money. So you're asking to come in because it's cold out there with no money," he explained. Lily stared at him blankly. "Ooh, I see. Ha ha ha, good one," she said unconvincingly. Oliver sighed and picked at his lunch, wondering what he was doing wrong. His jokes were hilarious in the book. Recess rolled around, and Oliver decided to try out his jokes on the whole class. He gathered everyone around and cleared his throat. "Okay, everyone, listen up. I've got the funniest joke ever. Are you ready?" Oliver announced. The kids looked at him expectantly. "Knock, knock." "Who's there?" they replied unenthusiastically. "Boo." "Boo who? Don't cry, it's just a joke," Oliver finished, cracking up at his own punchline. But once again, his joke fell flat. The other kids just stared at him, confused. "I don't get it," one kid said. "It's because boo sounds like B and U, so you're telling the person not to cry because it's just a joke," Oliver explained, exasperated. The kids just shrugged and wandered off to play other games, leaving Oliver feeling dejected. At lunch the next day, Oliver was poking at his food dejectedly when Lily noticed. "Hey, Oliver, what's wrong?" "You haven't told a single joke all day," Lily said, concerned. "I don't get it, Lily. My jokes are hilarious, but no one else seems to think so. I just want to be the funniest kid in class, but I'm a total failure," Oliver sighed. Lily thought for a moment. "You know, Oliver, maybe your jokes are a little too complicated. Have you tried telling some simpler ones?" Oliver shook his head. "No, I've been using the jokes from my book. They're supposed to be the best." "Well, maybe the book is written for older kids. Why don't you try making up your own jokes, using things that are funny to 10-year-olds, Lily suggested. Oliver's eyes lit up. "That's a great idea. I bet if I come up with jokes about things we think are funny, like boogers and farts, everyone will laugh." Lily giggled. "Exactly. Now you're getting it. Go for it, funny man." That afternoon, Oliver put his head down on his desk and thought hard about what made 10-year-olds laugh. Boogers, farts, and what else? Suddenly, an idea struck him. He quickly scribbled down a joke and waited eagerly for the next day. The next morning, Oliver raised his hand as soon as Mrs. Johnson asked for volunteers. "Yes, Oliver. Do you have something to share?" Mrs. Johnson called on him. "I sure do. I've got the funniest joke ever. Are you ready?" Oliver asked the class. The kids nodded, intrigued. "Okay, here goes. Why did the kid throw his clock out the window?" Oliver paused for dramatic effect. "Why?" the class asked. Because he wanted to see time fly, Oliver finished, cracking up at his own joke. To his delight, the class erupted in laughter. Even Mrs. Johnson chuckled. "That's a good one, Oliver." "Very clever," she said approvingly. Oliver beamed, his confidence soaring. He spent the rest of the day coming up with more jokes, each one sillier than the last. By the end of the week, Oliver had become the class clown. Whenever there was a lull in the action, he would pipe up with another joke. "Why did the kid bring a ladder to school? Because he wanted to go to high school," he quipped during math class, sending his classmates into fits of giggles. "What do you call a bear with no teeth? A gummy bear?" he joked at lunch, making everyone crack up. Even the teachers couldn't help but laugh at his antics. Oliver had found his calling, and he was loving every minute of it. As the school talent show approached, Oliver knew exactly what he wanted to do. He signed up to perform his jokes, determined to make everyone laugh. On the night of the show, Oliver took the stage with confidence. He launched into his best jokes, one after another, keeping the audience in stitches. "Why did the kid put his bed in the oven? Because he wanted a hot bed," he quipped, cracking up the crowd. When he finished his set, the audience erupted in thunderous applause. Oliver had won over the entire school with his humor. From that day on, Oliver was known as the funniest kid in school. Whenever anyone needed a laugh, they would seek him out. He became a class clown legend, his jokes getting sillier and sillier with each passing year. And as for Bubbles the goldfish, he became the most well-versed joke connoisseur in the fish kingdom, thanks to Oliver's constant practice sessions. Oliver had learned that sometimes the simplest jokes are the funniest. And with creativity and silliness, anyone can become a comedy superstar. So remember, kids, keep practicing your jokes and never underestimate the power of a good fart joke.
Thanks for joining us on this amazing adventure. We hope you had a blast. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Little Listener for more fun stories and surprises. See you next time.